Hey guys, welcome in. Today we are diving into Volume 9 of the Viewer Comment Series. I asked for your hot takes involving the USC offense in yesterday's video, and you guys delivered. So I'll be reacting to those. We also got some really good questions sent in this week, and we also have a return to normalcy for the Bozo OU Fan of the Week segment. So jam-packed episode today. Remember, we do these every Monday, so if you want to be featured starting next week, I will be putting up a post on the community tab on the channel, probably early Saturday morning. So keep an eye out for that. I will still be pulling comments and questions from the comment section on the videos, but that will be a much more direct route to have your question or comment featured. Alright guys, enough of that, let's get into it. Okay, so first up today we have Shanks with an absolute heater of a hot take, saying Brendan Rice is the first receiver off the board over Marvin Harrison. I mean, I asked for spice and Shanks, you absolutely brought it. As much as I would love to agree with this, I just can't. I do think Brendan could play his way into the 15 to 32 range in the first round, but I cannot in any way see him jumping Marvin. Love the boldness though, Shanks. Next we have Greg, whose hot take is that 2013 Baylor still holds the streak of most points per game the last 10 years at 52.4 points per game, but USC will break that at 54 points per game. I mean, 54 a game would be pretty insane. I mean, if we take a closer look at this, I could see us dropping 70 on both San Jose and Nevada, probably 50 plus on Stanford. I could also see us hitting 70 against Colorado. So I'm here for the argument that this could happen. I mean, that would have to be a pretty remarkable year to hit 54 a game though. Not as crazy as the first hot take we had, but I and everybody else would be shocked if this happened. Alright, next we have Fight On 65 saying, love the videos first of all, thank you. My hot take is that Caleb and Marshawn Lloyd will both be up for the Heisman. My reason is that our offensive line will block well for both Caleb and Marshawn, and they both will be productive. And I believe we will be playing Ohio State in the national title game. Always fight on. So as the self-proclaimed president of the Marshawn Lloyd fan club, I am so here for this one. Let's get this campaign going early. Whenever we get down to the goal line, I want to see 4 straight handoffs to Marshawn regardless of the situation. But in all seriousness, I think Ohio State making the national title game with their current quarterback situation is a bolder take than Marshawn being a Heisman finalist. Next up we have Howell saying, I think Taj Washington is the most underrated player on the team. I'm definitely here for this one. Taj is really an incredible player. I love his game. Remarkable how great he looks when we're not having him run go routes and go up for jump balls 5 times a game. There are a few contenders for most underrated players in my mind. Eric Gentry comes to mind, Jonah Monheim is another one, but I actually think I would agree with you that Taj is undoubtedly very underrated. Alright, next hot take we have is from Cameron Patterson saying, I think USC has blowout wins at Notre Dame and at Oregon. Man, I could honestly see a blowout win at Oregon more than in South Bend. I'll be in South Bend for that one, so I would love nothing more than to walk out of that stadium after a big win for SC. There's just something about that place that's just really hard for me to see us going in there and putting the smackdown on them. And I'm honestly not as high on Oregon as some people are. I think the loss of Kenny Dillingham is a much bigger deal than Oregon fans make it out to be. So a blowout win in Eugene wouldn't shock me, although I don't see that happening either. Alright, so that's all the hot takes we have for today. It's now time for everyone's favorite segment, the Bozo OU Fan of the Week. Alright, this week's winner is, well, honestly, a really awful human being. Imagine the most stereotypical Oklahoma fan, just as stupid as can be, sitting at home typing up a bunch of ignorant BS he would never dare say to anybody's face, while eating his big bag of fried mayonnaise balls. That's what I imagine when I picture Eric Bassham, who says, ha 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 ha, hellhole called Norman. How funny, I have never seen bums and vagrants shitting in the streets of Norman, Oklahoma. I have never seen heroin addicts passed out in the streets of Norman. I have never seen miles of homeless tents in Norman, Oklahoma. LA is the shithole of America. So here in Norman, we thank you morons for buying our trash and calling it treasure. Ha 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 ha. Good luck, as now you are California and we have a 3-time national championship winner as a coach, and you got Riley and the Grinch who have never won anything. He then goes on to say, Caleb's fingernails and the things he paints on them have put a gigantic target on his back. Utah won't forget, and others just want to pile on, literally, and others are trying to make a name for themselves. I predict a significant injury for Mr. Williams this year. Reap what you sow. So with the first comment, I mean, you're clearly just a weirdo who has never been out of the middle of the country. Just a very ignorant take. I mean, we all know that's just a false narrative. Every city has its bad parts, just stay away from them. As for the second one, reap what you sow, he says. Imagine being a grown man wishing injury on a kid because he paints his nails. Guys, I don't know about you, but I think Eric here is a little insecure about his masculinity and is taking it out on Caleb. And look, pretty much, you wish injury on a player, you're an awful human. Plain and simple. And guys, Eric has sent in some other comments that I can't even show on this video because of how offensive they are. So I will say it again, the educational system in the state of Oklahoma is just an absolute dumpster fire. I mean, just a complete failure. It's sad, really. Also, the fact that he called Venables a 3-time champion is hilarious. No context needed. 3-time champion. Got it. Okay, so moving on from that, we do have one super thanks to get to this week, then we'll get to a few questions before I get out of here. The super thanks comes from my guy Matthew Martinez, who says, "Appreciate my posted comment, easily by far my favorite channel, quality on the videos is insane, fight on." Well, thank you so much for the support and the kind words, Matthew. You're the man. Appreciate you a ton. Okay, so we have a question from Hal, who asked, do you have any character concerns when it comes to Barry Alexander? He went to 5 different high schools in 4 years, and in an interview he was told he'd have a larger role in the defense next season. If SC makes it to the playoffs or the championship, do you think given his history he would leave again? Alright, so no, I don't. Even if there are concerns, Alex Grinch has dealt with character issues before, especially with guys like Perrion Winfrey, and he's gotten them to really harness it and behave themselves while in college. So I don't know if he's a high character guy, but I'm not worried about it impacting the team. Next we have Brenton Iverson saying, I'll take Elijah Brown in a heartbeat, but what if Malik Murphy out of Sarah High and Gardena by way of the Longhorns wants to hit the portal after this season? So I'm extremely high on Malik Murphy. If he were to hop in the portal, I'd want SC to go after him. The talent that guy has is just off the charts. However, I do think he will beat out Arch next year at Texas, and Arch will be the one who enters the portal. And as I'm recording this, Raiola just committed to Georgia, so looks like we're all in on Elijah Brown. Next, we have Jonathan Rodriguez saying, awesome channel you have going on. Thank you, Jonathan. I wanted to know, who do you think would be USC's defensive MVP for this upcoming season? So I'm going to say Damani Jackson. Mekhi Blackman was my MVP last year for the defense, and I think Damani is next in line. I really hope he gets through fall camp unscathed and is able to be full go when the season starts, because I feel like he's in line to be a superstar. And last up for today, we have Huge Ass asking any recommendations for best USC content creators? Alright, so great question there. There are so many insanely talented people in the USC community. First off, my dude Men of Troy on Instagram is an essential follow. He's been around for a long time and does an incredible job with edits and just really awesome posts. And Founders Edits is another awesome creator who's based out of Columbus, Ohio, much like myself. He's a must follow as well. I do have both of their socials linked in the description, so please do check them out and give them a follow. Alright guys, that is all I have for you. Great stuff this week. Please do keep sending comments and questions in throughout the week, and keep an eye out for the community post in your YouTube feed early on Saturday morning. But that will do it for me today, guys. If you did enjoy the video, please do leave a like and subscribe to the channel. And if you want to help support the channel in an even bigger way, you can do so over on my Patreon for only $1 a month. Thank you all so much for tuning in today. You're all awesome, and as always, take care and fight on.